Good morning. My name is Jeff Shelton. I'm responsible for fire behavior on California Interagency Management Team 5. My role with the team is to provide two critical pieces of information: the speed of the fire and the intensity of the fire. By providing the speed of the fire to the team, they are able to figure out how much time they have to complete a task, whether they have enough time to get out of harm's way, and it really allows us to set our strategy. The other piece of information that I provide is the intensity of the fire. And by understanding the intensity of the fire, which we measure in flame lengths, we can understand what type of tactics we're going to employ. Because if you have fire that's 2 feet high, you can do different things and you need different tools than if the fire is 20 feet high. One of the prime ways that we do business is we base all of our actions on current and expected fire behavior. So what I'm going to go through is tell you what the current fire behavior is doing and kind of what I expect moving off into the future. And what I want to do is tell you why it's doing what it's doing. So currently, the fire is moving from the high country, from a lightning strike, in a very inaccessible area with a lot of heavy dead and down, and if you can see in this picture here, a lot of timber that is bug killed. It's impacted by a long-term drought, the beetle kill, and so when you look at this picture and you see grass and you see brush and you see tall pointy trees, whether they're dead or alive, you see those terms. I see this as all as stored energy. This is all stored energy on the landscape. Currently, the fire is burning up high where there's a lot of timber. It's not burning in the live component of the timber, it's burning in this dead component. These trees that are dead, that have fallen on the ground, and so it's consuming these trees, producing a lot of smoke, but mostly fire that's on the surface. It's not climbing up into the crowns, whether it is the values that we all understand with the legacy trees that are out there, the giant sequoias. It's mostly burning the trees that were impacted by bug kill, which were predominantly not the sequoias. That dead material doesn't carry any moisture in it. It's not live at all. Now, as the fire progresses downhill towards a lower elevation, what we're going to find is it's moving into a brush component, the chaparral type of species, the manzanita. Now, those plants are alive, and because they are alive, they're carrying extra moisture. And as that fire backs downhill, it runs into this vegetation that has extra moisture, and it's harder to get through that. And it is helping us extinguish the fire, or the fire extinguish itself as it moves downhill. When fire moves downhill, it's going against its natural inclination. Fire wants to move uphill with the heat. And so as it moves downhill, it's in what they call a backing profile. And so it really has a hard time chewing down through there. This lightning fire that started up high is now chewing down through the timber model, and you can see the timber here, and it's getting more into a brush type configuration. So that's what's currently happening. On our expected fire behavior, what we're looking at as we move around the fire here is that on the north side of the fire, towards the Mineral King and the road that goes out to Silver City, this is a picture that I took from a recon flight yesterday. The fire backs down, and then it finds what we call alignment, where there's available fuel, and the wind is going uphill, and the fire wants to go uphill, and it'll make these short runs up the mountain there. This is on the north side of the fire that's visible from Mineral King Road, but everything that I saw yesterday was that the fire stayed on the surface. Even in its most intense burning, it was staying on the surface and burning the dead material on the ground. Even the material that was standing up, the dead trees, it was burning those. But the live trees and the giant sequoias have really been largely spared the effect of this fire because it's a natural occurrence, this lightning fire that's coming across. So as we move out into the future here, this is kind of what we're expecting to continue. When we get to an incident, the fire has already got a tempo. It has a pace where it is moving faster than the team is when we get here to try to develop a strategy, put the right resources in place, understand the values to the community, and then take that plan and implement it. As we match the tempo of the fire, then we're able to try to do a full suppression strategy. With this fire is a full suppression strategy, and try to assert our will on the fire to meet the needs of the community and the guidance that we have been given from the National Park, from our cooperators, and the unified command that we're in with CAL FIRE. So we do have some immense challenges out on the terrain right now. We are looking at areas that have had fire. This is the Eden Scar, which it burned into yesterday. And you can see a lot of the live trees, including the giant sequoias, and a lot of these dead trees in here. The fire is going to move into that area, and it's really very unsafe to put firefighters into this terrain with this much standing dead. These trees fall over, they're impacted, and then even if we were able to get in here, we're not able to get hoses and fire engines and the type of equipment that we would need to starve the fire of energy out in front of it. So the challenges that we have are immense on this fire, and this is a long-term proposition. So nothing's going to happen, and this fire is not going to go out quickly, but we are being very targeted, we're being very deliberate, basing all of our actions on current and expected fire behavior. So as we move out into the future, if you have any questions, you can contact the team through the PIO's office, and we'll get back to you with answers to your questions. Thank you for your time and attention.